How many of you have spent hours pushing and pulling with one of these things? It's not fun work, it's work, but how nice would it be just to throw a battery into a pole saw, rip off one of them branches just like that. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to this episode of G4 Outdoors. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing and a review on the Toro 60V cordless pole saw.
Well, here's a little story about two friends that came together, and we started up a YouTube just to talk about whatever. We're on a boat catching big bass and smashing them cats, from review videos to just making you laugh. Cause we got guns, we got knives, we got fishing, we got hunting, we got everything you like, so hit that subscribe button. We're in the outdoors doing things that we love. We're talking guitars, girls, green grass, and guns.
Okay, please, if you're interested in one of these, please watch this video. I want to make it as quick and as fast as possible. I want your attention throughout this whole video. If you're not interested in one of these, go ahead and skip away. If you're interested, I'm going to keep this short and quick and get right into it. This does have a 10-inch blade on it, where most of your other battery-powered equipment, they come with a 6-inch blade. So with a 10-inch blade, you're going to be able to cut a lot bigger limbs out of your tree than that 6-inch. Okay, so this is capable of cutting up to 300 cuts, and that is on a 4x4 post. So I'm not really sure how many cuts you're going to get out of your tree, but 300 4x4s is a lot of wood to cut with one pole saw. That's a lot of trees. One cool thing about this also is it has a 3-year full warranty. Anything goes wrong, send it back. Battery, tool, send it back, get a new one. Another cool thing about the battery-powered cordless is that you don't have to worry about gas. Right now I have a chainsaw sitting in my garage. It doesn't run quite proper because I don't use it enough. So when it comes to battery-powered equipment, you've got this sitting on a shelf, ready to go. All you have to do is grab a battery, put it in, it's ready to go. No mixing oils, none of that stuff. Just put this aside for the whole winter. Put this aside for 2 winters. Put this aside for 5 years. Nothing is going to happen to it. Slap your battery into it, it's good as new. Let's go ahead and get right into unboxing and cutting. So Toro did send this out for me to review, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And actually, I've been waiting for one of these for quite a while. And sorry about the positioning here. The sun is playing major tricks with me out here, so got to unbox where I got to unbox for video. Just give me the saw already. Christmas. We do have the actual bar right here with a chain safety. Brushless Toro. This doesn't appear to be branded by anybody else, but it does appear to be just a standard 10-inch bar. And we have instructions. We're going to forego those, and this is corded all the way down to the head. So this does come in 3 different pieces, but they are one piece. So what we're going to do here is there's going to be a button right here. We want to rotate that and line that up with the corresponding hole right here. As you can see, that just slipped right in. Click, that's in place. Let's go ahead and repeat the same thing on the bottom. Click. Now that's in there. Now let's go ahead and tighten up these 2 screws right here. Now fortunately, included in the box is a wrench for this. So we will go ahead and put just a couple of tightening, just a couple. You don't want to overdo these because these are aluminum. So take your time, just put a little bit of snug on them, and now this thing is not going to go anywhere. Now we have our 8-inch pole saw. This thing is a really nice weight. I like this a lot. My chain fell out of the bag. I was beginning to wonder if these didn't come with a chain. So your chains, you do want to pay attention to your chains. This is going to come across really hard for some people. Some people it's going to come across just natural. And that is the beast of a chain. This one fortunately just came right apart. There's times where these things will be bound up and tied in knots, and I don't know how that happens, but it does happen on occasion that these will get bound up. Just take your time, keep working at this, and it will become the way it's supposed to be. So first thing we're going to do is grab our bar. This is your bar, and up here on the front of it you will see this little symbol right here. This is saying that your teeth need to be going in that direction. So if you can just line the picture up along with that, along with these silver teeth, that's how the chain is going to go onto your bar. Go ahead and put that on your bar and lay it aside for the time being. Now, do not install your battery on this yet. Down here on the power head, what we're going to do is go ahead and spin this cover all the way off. You want to take your bar, this sliced in right here, we're going to go get that back in the grooves. You want to make sure that the teeth stay back in these grooves. So now that we have that top cover off, we're going to put this on just like this. Again, you want to make sure all of these little teeth are down in the groove. Stick this on your machine and put the chain back behind this rear gear. And now we were all set up. Now this plastic cap that we just took off, we're going to want to reinstall it. You might want to have two hands out here to help you, you might not. I'm going to try this with one. We'll slap that plastic cover on there and start screwing this down. And I did not need any help. Good news. We will start tightening the screw up on the back again. Now, how far do you want to tighten this up? You want to be able to see light underneath this chain and the bar as you're pulling it down. Now, right now this chain is just a little bit too tight, but keep in mind that your chain will stretch as you're using it and over time, so you will need to come back and occasionally tighten this up if your chain is too loose. Now that we have the chain set in the proper adjustment, we will go ahead and tighten this screw down, and now that's set. Now, up here on the top we do have an oil fill port. Has a really nice flip up cap here so that you have a nice handle. It's a lot better than having the kinds where you have to put a screwdriver in there to turn this lid. With this thing popping up, it gives you a lot of leverage so that this can come undone, because these will get stuck on here from time to time. So let me go ahead and fill this up with oil. So with the oil fill, we do have a sight glass over here for your oil. I haven't ran this yet, but on most chainsaws, when you're filling up your gas, you fill up your oil. So I'm going to assume on this, and that's just assuming, that one battery will run through one tank of oil. So we're going to pour our oil in here. Sorry, Toro, I didn't see any Toro oil. So we'll fill that up tippy top. And you do want to make sure that you always have oil in here, because that does oil not only your bar and chain, but keeps everything else lubricated to extend the life of everything, keeps your blades from heating up and whatnot. So now that we have the blade tight, we have our oil filled and the cap is tight. The sight glass over here for the oil is full. One thing I do want to let you guys recognize is there is a steel safety chain bar down here. So if anything happens to this bar, it's going to get caught up by this steel. There are some let's say inferior products on the market where there's not one, or it's plastic. With this chaining running as many RPMs as it is, and you don't have this piece right here to protect you, it's bad news. So a steel guard right here is definitely a good thing. So now we do have our 8-inch pole Tags are still on it, have not used it. Time to grab a battery. So this tool was sent out to me just tool only. It did not come with a battery. But if you're fortunate enough to have other Toro products, hopefully you have some more of these on your shelf, which I do, so I'm in luck. Let's go ahead and slap the battery on. And there appears to be a, woo, yeah, okay. Okay, let's get to cutting. So I know that we all have the option, and most of us have used the tried and true just a manual pole saw here. Let's go ahead and take another branch off of here. How many of you have spent hours pushing and pulling with one of these things? Personally, I've had my teeth knocked out by one of these things. It's not fun work, it's work. It gets the job done, but how nice would it be just to throw a battery into a pole saw rip off one of them branches just like that. That's nice. So here's one of my trees that this pole saw is really going to come in handy. I'll show you some more though. But this tree right here, I'm not going to show you, and I hate to admit it, but I do get on a ladder and use a chainsaw on this tree. But the limbs are fairly small, so the chances of these limbs falling and actually knocking the ladder out is kind of slim. Don't do it though. Don't get on a ladder and do these. Go out and get yourself a Toro 8-foot extension pole saw. So I do know that I have one branch up here that's dead. Let's go ahead and try that. And now, just real quick, operation of this, you need to push the safety back and then pull the trigger. And that's the only way that's going to run. You have to have that safety back here pulled back. Once you pull the trigger, it'll keep running, but you do have to depress this in order for it to run. Let's go ahead and get this branch off of here. Okay, you can see how that's still stuck up there in the tree. I shouldn't have turned my back on it. But you can see how that's still stuck up there in the tree. With the Toro extension pole saw, we do have a loop back here. And what that loop is great for, just reach up there and grab that branch like that, and that way you're still out of the way while that's coming down. So this little grabber on the front is actually a nice piece to have. I should have took the battery out of there before I touched that. And again, one cool thing about these is I'd like to see some metal bucking teeth right here. No big deal. But let me take this battery out of here real quick. Stick my chain right in the dirt. I love that. So one good thing about these when these are running, and you can see how that chain loosened up just a little bit right there, right? So we will need to put another little bit of tension onto the adjustment bolt back here. But as the wood comes in, you can push this forward onto the branch, and it will self feed down through the tree with these bucking teeth on here. Nice to have that feature, and also really nice to have this pulling feature on here. So like earlier, I could get that manual pole saw out and spend a lot of effort and energy getting some of these limbs off of here. But personally, I would rather have a chainsaw to do this. Now these are at a height to where I could actually use a real chainsaw on these limbs, but let's see how this thing works out. That'll be all right for now. But did you see how the bucking strip right here, did you see how that sucked it in there, stopped on that, and allowed this machine just to work all on its own? Let me get these branches off of here real quick. But watch how it just pulls it in, stops on the bucking spikes, and just continues to work itself. That was zero effort on my part. I didn't push down or anything. That was just pulling the trigger and the pole saw doing all the work by itself. Nice, nice. Very nice, very nice. So I have countless amounts of plugs in my mowing, on my zero-turn mowing tires. And most of it's because I have these thorny locust trees. And if you know anything about this wood, it's really hard wood. And I don't even get in here with the pole saw, the manual one, to clean this out. So I'm gonna try and reach in here and cut some really hard wood with this. No problem at all. No problem at all. Oh. That is a scary, scary tree. So this wood right here has not completely dried, but it is pretty dry on the outside. But with the 10-inch bar, we'll just see how easy it goes through. I mean, really, I was putting zero down pressure on that. That was all the work of the saw itself. And it comes with some great, great blades on it. Look at those chips. Yeah, there's nothing like a factory set blade. Those are beautiful. But like I say, that was all saw. I didn't have to put any pressure on that or anything. That's a lot of cutting for that. Well, let's just slice down it. Well, you got to admit, that's pretty impressive. Is that what it's designed for? No. But it sure is neat to watch it work. Okay, so I've assembled it, I've ran it, and comfort test. There's nothing wrong with this. If you've held an electric pole saw, this one is running with all others as far as weight, comfortability. The only way it stands out is a 10-inch blade. Like I say, most of the others come with 4 or 6-inch blades. So I do like the extended blade length. Need to tighten my chain up again. As I say, those chains will stretch on you. The handle is very comfortable. It has a foam grip right here, just in the right spot. As far as the safety and trigger go, it's nice and ergonomic. This head does have a lot of weight on it. The balance point is somewhere around in here. So the weight differential, when you're back here and you got this up, it's really comfortable about at a 45 or higher degree angle. If you're cutting down low, there's a lot of weight down there. But overall, good quality, good construction. So far, everything that I've had in the Toro 60-volt battery lineup has just been amazing. about the 300 cuts. Let me check on that. Yeah, we've wasted 1 bar of battery, and we just split down through a 2-foot log at 10 inches deep. That's a lot of cutting. Cut the branches down out front, and I've still got a lot of work to do on this property. Every year it's a headache to take on all of these trees, but things are going to be a lot easier now that I have this. So guys, if you're interested in the Toro 60V Flex Force pole saw by Toro, I would highly recommend it if you are in the market for one. And again, you know, if you dedicate yourself to all of their other machines, the batteries, you're going to save money by not purchasing more batteries, or you can get this standalone with the battery itself. Either way, you're going to be happy with this purchase. I know that I am. Thank you, Toro, for sending this out. Anyways, guys, I hope this video brought you some good content, some good information. I hope to help you out on your purchase. If I did, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. I will see you in the next one. I'm out.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I just dream of fishing while I'm going through my workday. I listen to my boss, though he's driving me berserk. Damn it, I can't take much more because my brain is really hurting. And now the bank is always calling and I don't know what to do. And I haven't bought a crankbait since like 1992.